Hello everyone, my name is Vicky Styles and what I'm here to talk about today is titled Wednesday. Now this is a TV series, not a full-length movie, but I don't really have time to go through every single episodes because there are 8 episodes. But I want to just do a general review of this series just so that you can get, enticed and go and watch the series eventually. Now, before I get into details of this series, please subscribe to this channel, like this video, comment on this video, and share this video after you're done watching. And just so you know, if you make a comment, I will put it out in my next video, just like this one from Brandy White Cloud. She is my friend from the USA, and this is the comment she made on my one of my last videos. If you do so, I will definitely put it out in my next video, regardless of what it is. Before I say anything, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in advance. Meanwhile, the series I'm here to talk about today, Wednesday, is actually an adaptation from a very famous set of movies known as the Addams Family franchise. Now, the Addams Family has a number of people as a family, and Wednesday is the first child and first daughter of the family. Now, this series is just an adaptation from those set of stories, and now the titular character has a series of her own. So that's just basically what this is about. Now, this movie was made by MGM Pictures and it is currently available on Netflix. It was directed by Tim Burton. Now, the cast of this series includes Jenna Ortega, who is starring as the titular character, Wednesday. Wednesday Addams, the first daughter of the family and the first child of the family as well. It also stars Louis Guzman, who is, Wednesday's father. C. Hence White is also in this movie, and also Gwendoline Christie is starring as one of the head teachers of the school where Wednesday goes to. There are many more, actors and actresses that made this movie mind blowing, but I really don't have time to mention all of them now. Now, to give you a little bit of premise as to what the series is all about, Wednesday, after hurting some of her brother's bullies, she gets transferred into a school known as Nevermore High School, and she's also put into therapy. Now, while trying to escape both the school and the therapy, she discovers that she has something to do with a prophecy that was made thousands of years ago, and it's even a painting, but it's still a prophecy anyways. And in order to find out what that prophecy is, she then goes about you know unveiling some crime history in the town of Jericho. So that's basically what this series is all about. And now, from the technical aspects of this movie, they did a very good job in designing most props, costumes, and they did a good job in maintaining how the older characters looked in this series. Now, one thing I do give them credit for is the design of Nevermore High. That was really impressive to me as an outcast school. And another, technical design I loved was the design of the city of Jericho, a small, city or town that is situated in somewhere I don't know, maybe it's fictional also, but they did their best to make the city look real as possible. So that is it for the technical aspects of this series. Now, for the acting side of the series, I think the actors of older characters like Wednesday and her family, Uncle Festus, they did a very good job in coming up with the same vibes that had already been, put out in previous movies, and that is not something easy to do. Usually it's only the people who have done it before that, can find it easier to get the character right, but these people just did a very good job in the acting of especially the older characters. But for the newer characters, I think they did well. At least they don't have anything, to look up to. They just did their best, and eventually the movie turned out great. The story of this series definitely perfect, with very little, character arc, especially from Wednesday, which is typical anyways, because Wednesday is not the type of person who cares about what people think about her. So it's basically something that I expected. Very little character arc in the series, but the visual effects of this movie, they were definitely good, and especially in the last episodes, the visual effects were, worth, the wait, and worth, putting the effort for. So these are the two things that I really loved about the series. And one last thing is, I would just describe this story as typical Addams Family movie, but with new life, and paying focus on a character that we've seen in previous movies, and it's, putting her in the spotlight. It's putting her in the spotlight this time, and you know showing us a new side of this character that we originally knew from many movies before now. So the series was good, and if you haven't checked it out, I'd recommend you check it out with your family, because this series is worth sitting down with your family and watching it with your family. And that's another thing I liked about the series. They maintained the family viewing standards, and if you've not watched it before, you can watch it with your family, and everybody will still be comfortable. I am going to rate this series a 10 out of 10. Everything about this series is good, especially if you're already a fan of the Addams Family. You will definitely, be okay with everything happening in the series. Unless you're not a fan of Addams Family in general, then maybe you might just see this thing as new, and you won't really understand what's going on. But for fans, it's okay. And there's one last thing I want to say. This series is in no way satanic or demonic. I've watched the Addams Family since I was little, and I don't think in any way that it has anything to do with satanism or anything. The reason why I'm saying this is because I was on the internet the other day, and I saw this blog about Wednesday and the series, and it didn't really sit well to me. So if you haven't seen this series before, just know it has nothing to do with satanism or cultism in general. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and make a comment about how you feel about the series, if you haven't watched it. Whether you've watched it or not, just make your comments, and I will definitely put it out in my next video. For my other videos, check the description, and you will also find my social links there too, so you can choose whatever thing you want to watch, and you will watch it eventually while following me on other social media platforms. Thank you for watching this video, and I just hope we all make it into the new year just like we successfully did earlier this year. Until next year, take care of yourself, and Happy New Year in advance.